Heather here from twoblooms.com, and in this special Lightroom tutorial I'm going to show you how I edited this photo in Lightroom for a very bright and airy yet vibrant indoor photo. So here is my after shot. So I'm going to just show you the before and after. This was my straight out of camera image. And I'm going to show you how I got to this point, just adding a few little tweaks here and there to really making it pop. So the first thing that you're going to need to do when editing like this to get a really bright and airy edit is your exposure and your placement of your subject. So this was early in the morning, the window light was shining through over here, and I placed him behind the light so he didn't get any direct light on his face. So it was kind of like a backlighting window shot. And I exposed a little bit under for him. Okay, so let's get started. I always start off my pictures. I'm going to be working with a copy of the original. So I always start off with some sharpening. That's just how I do things. And I've already sharpened this. So between 80 and 90 is what I normally do. I like to just zoom in a little bit and see if I need to do some noise reduction, and I can always do a little bit of that. I always like to do a little bit of masking too. Okay, so that's good. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to my basic panel, and I'm just going to kind of look at the white balance. It looks pretty good. I'm just going to kind of go through my options. Really, that didn't do much at all. Just warmed it up a little bit. So I'm going to stick with auto because I know that's what I did the first time around, and his skin looks pretty great. It's a little red, but you know, babies have red skin sometimes, so that's really not a white balance issue. So the next thing I'm going to do is use a preset. Now, I use my presets all the time. They're my go-to, but anything about Lightroom, using presets, I will tell you firsthand, they're not always a one-click wonder. So I'm going to be doing some extra tweaks, and that's why I wanted to show you this video, because a lot of the stuff that I show you online is a one-click and you're done, but this one isn't so much. So I'm going to use my Blessings collection. It's actually a newborn collection, but you can use it for a variety of different photography, mainly indoor, that works really well with indoor portraits. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on my Hush preset. It's probably my favorite out of the bunch. And like I said, it just looks kind of dull, not really great. Let's just jazz it up a bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to bump up the exposure to about 0.24. That looks good to me. I really like the airiness back here. I want to make it vibrant, so I'm going to add in some more highlights just to make them pop. Okay, here we go. Add some highlights. Looks great. And then I'm going to also add in some blacks. I really want to make this image pop, so I'm not afraid of adding in some blacks. Okay. And I'm even going to bump up my highlights just a little bit. Perfect. So I'm even going to maybe reduce the shadows. I mean, just to make it pop a little bit more. I think that looks really great. The black actually makes it pop more, and then reducing the shadow kind of reduces that haze. Let me go back, and then you just up the shadows and it just reduces it and makes it look even more crisp and vibrant. So let me scroll down to the tone curve. So when I clicked on this preset, it kind of changed the tone curve. Well, it did. Not kind of, it did. So I'm going to just bring up my midtones a little bit by clicking on this point right here. I'm just going to bring it up just a tad, just to brighten it, give it a little bit extra brightening. And I'm even going to move this one, and that's perfect. So you can see just before and after by using a preset and just adjusting the highlights and shadows and blacks. I really made this image pop without losing all the details in the back. So you can still see the wall. This area is a little blown out, but personally that's my editing style and it works for me. I know it doesn't work for everybody, and some people are going to disagree with me, saying, Heather, your image is blown out. This is technically wrong, but you know what? That's the way that I do things. So, okay, I'm going to finish this photo off by adding a little bit more lightness in his face. So I already have a Dodge brush chosen. Can come over here and just choose Dodge. I have my own personal Dodge brush, but this one works just fine. And I'm going to go over his little cute little body. And that's about it. And I can always adjust that if it's too much, and I'm going to click done. So there you have it, a little bit of preset usage and some other little tweaks, and we have this before and after. So it really doesn't take much. It doesn't take much time at all. Just go in there, practice, and give it a go, and let me know what you think. Thanks for tuning in, and I do these videos sometimes, so make sure that you follow me on Facebook and on YouTube and sign up for my newsletter, and I will be sharing even more tutorials with you guys soon. Whoops! Alright, so thanks guys, and have a good one. See you next time.